Everyone's looking for the young guy. They're looking for McVay. I think take a shot out Todd Bowles, get him a second shot at head coach, and see if you can do it.
I don't think they will. If they don't have Anthony Davis, I'm saying it right now. If Anthony Davis is out for the playoffs, they don't make it out of the first round.
It's crazy. And our kids will know how great Tom Brady is because he's going to be playing.
Yes, it is 15.0%.
That's what the Yankees brought Garrett Cole to do.
He was a 6th-round pick. This is a fairy tale story that's being written in front of our eyes.
People like to call them their JV team, and they just stole one of their better players.
They didn't struggle against the Padres. The Padres didn't really put up a fight in most of the games.
Jerry Jones, hope you're listening.
Hi, I'm Landon Bowe, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NCAA Opinions of the Week. Got to remember it. It is still the time of March in Austin. Our bracket is terrible. We'll just admit it. It's terrible. We only got one right in our Final Four pick, but now we're getting a second chance bracket to make our decision on who wins the champion, who advances to the championship. And I think these are fantastic games. We can talk about Michigan and Arizona first, because that is one, looking at it, Michigan has dominated their way in. Arizona, I believe, has also dominated their way to this point.
So yeah, they were down a good bit at halftime against Purdue. But yeah, I mean, it's just a very different road. Illinois is also dominant. I wouldn't say dominated because they were also down to Iowa by 10. But the first three games, they were up by a sizable margin through a good bit of it. Their first two games were won by a lot versus Penn and VCU. I think it's a testament to UConn, like how hard their route was, at least comparatively to like Illinois. Illinois had to play a 14 seed, an 11 seed, a 2 seed, and a 9 seed. UConn had to play a 15 seed, a 7 seed, a 3 seed, a 1 seed. So there's a lot different routes there. And then if you are a 1 seed, you can't play a 1 seed until the Final Four. I think Michigan's been the most dominant team so far this tournament, but Zona has been close as well. Zona struggled a little bit with Utah State. Michigan's gotten off to a couple close starts, and basically their first three games were all close starts, but then they just pulled away in the second half by a wide margin. Let's start with the Michigan Arizona game. Who do you think will win this game?
I'm gonna go Michigan. They seem. I know. We talked about how Michigan struggles with turnovers, but I think Michigan is on a tear and they're doing really well right now. So I have them winning.
I also have Michigan winning. I think that there's too many freshmen on Zona. I think that just scares me. Their youth just scares me. It should have scared me more when I picked Duke. I'll admit that. But I'm not going to shy away from it now, and I definitely think that the problems that I see with youth in the tournament isn't going to go away. So I just need to embrace that, and I'll take the team with a little bit more seniority, and that being Michigan.
Yeah, okay. Now we go to Illinois versus UConn.
Yeah, this is a little bit harder for me. I'll go first here, though. I'm going to take Illinois. Illinois is one of the tallest teams in all of college basketball. I believe they're the tallest team in the tournament, or at least I know they're definitely a lot taller than UConn. But UConn really values having a guy like Terrace Reed on the court, a big bruising center. And I think the paint defense of Illinois will really come to show. They've been dominant in the paint all season. They have some weaknesses on the perimeter defending, but UConn's guards have either hurt like Silas Demery, or not playing well like Solo Ball, or not shooting well like Braylon Mullins. Sure, Caravan can get hot, and that will give them a chance. But Terrace Reed has been their engine, and the fact that Illinois is just so big, I think it's going to be hard for him to score. So I'm going Illinois in this game.
All right, so Illinois is a team that we've had much debate, and a team I'm really considering why I didn't pick them to go farther than I did because of how great their offense is. But yeah, this is really the matchup to where we were shocked. I'm shocked because I didn't expect UConn to go this far or Illinois to go this far. And to me, UConn, you mentioned their tough road back here to get this far. I do think, yes, they have great players, but Hurley has really developed a style for this team and built a belief in that team. And that's why they've had such an incredible run of success. So Illinois, I'm interested to see how their defense does, but I'm going to go with the coach here that gets them to the championship, and I'm going to go with Dan Hurley and UConn advance.
So we both have Michigan in the title, but you have UConn, Michigan. I have Illinois, Michigan. I'll let you go first. Who wins it all?
So I know I just talked about Dan Hurley's success. That can only take you so far. I think Dusty May has really done a lot for Michigan, and they are on a roll right now. They were favorites coming into this, and I see them beating UConn.
I agree, even though we have different matchups. Michigan, this seems like the year for Michigan. Dusty May has been to a Final Four before with FAU, and I think this is the time he gets it done. And they cut down the nets in Indy. It helps them being close, but Illinois is also close to Indy, so that'd be a packed house. It's going to be a packed house for the title game, no matter who's in it. But I do think that Michigan cuts down the nets on April 6th.
Wow. So you and I are in agreement. We will have to see what happens, but what a shocking road it has been in some fantastic games we've seen.
Yeah, I think that this has been a very enjoyable tournament. Here's I'm going to give a really quick rant, and this is I probably the same rant that I'll do in our future video whenever we're reviewing the entirety of the bracket. But if every year had a ton of major upsets, would the major upset feel like a major upset? If every year a 14 seed beat a 3 seed, I don't think we would value it the same. I think it's good the past 2 years a 13 seed or higher hasn't won. And this has been an amazing tournament that's had its own miracle runs. Nebraska hadn't yet to win a tournament game. They make it to the Sweet 16. Iowa had made the Elite Eight since 1987. They make the Elite Eight. Arizona hasn't won a title since 97. They're in the Final Four. Michigan hasn't won a title since 89. They're in the Final Four. There are the storylines that you never see before. UConn's trying to win its third title in 4 years, something that hasn't happened in 50 years, right? So there's a ton of storylines during this March Madness that I think make March Madness so great. And I don't think you should base how good a March Madness is based purely on the number of major upsets there are.
I'm in complete agreement with you on that. I'm interested in the storylines. And yes, these are big programs now, but Hurley to me is building UConn into a great basketball team on the men's side, and women's continue to dominate, but Hurley has really developed them. Michigan as well. These are all fun programs that there's a lot to talk about. Arizona, I know we were scared to put in just because of how they have messed up in the past, but now they're in the Final Four and could be in the championship. We have Michigan winning, but we can't blame them for losing to Michigan. So we will have to see what happens, but fantastic March Madness, I would say, and let us know your thoughts in the comments.